This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us here today for this edition of USVI News. I'm Brissa Bradfield. Emily Matson has the day off. Well, our top story check today, President Biden made his way to the U.S. Virgin Islands this week to enjoy his holiday break with family in warmer weather. It's a trip with the whole Biden family to St. Croix, a place his family has been enjoying for a getaway for a few years now. The Bidens were joined by their daughter, Ashley, and her husband, Howard, as well as grandchildren, Natalie and Hunter, whose father was the president's late son, Beau. Biden spent the holidays at his home in Delaware the past 2 years, mostly because of the pandemic. This week's visit to St. Croix will be his first as president to the U.S. Virgin Islands. In a telephone interview with the Associated Press, Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett said, and quote, "We are tremendously honored." While Maritime banking giant JP Chase is under fire, accused of benefiting from sex trafficking by billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. It comes after an attorney in the U.S. Virgin Islands filed suit on Tuesday, saying the bank failed to report suspicious activity. According to the lawsuit, human trafficking was the principal business of the accounts Epstein maintained at JP Morgan. The new lawsuit comes less than a month after Attorney General Denise George settled the U.S. Virgin Islands lawsuit against Epstein's estate for more than $105 million. It came with an agreement to sell Epstein's islands in the U.S. Virgin Islands and end business operations there. And on St. Thomas, there's a chance to enjoy a free kayak tour and excursion starting this Sunday, January 1st. Nicole Angeli, the director of the Division of Fish and Wildlife, said, and quote, "As part of our mission at the Division of Fish and Wildlife to encourage Virgin Islanders is to enjoy and appreciate all of our wonderful natural resources. We will be providing 200 free vouchers for a 3-hour adventure of hiking, kayaking, and snorkeling with Virgin Islands Eco Tours. Vouchers will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis to current residents of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Again, the sale starts this weekend. They say children must be at least 10 years old to participate and must be accompanied by an adult. There will be a limit of 8 people per reservation, and each person may apply for a voucher only once. Participants will get to kayak through mangrove water, hike on Cass Cay, and witness tidal pools, volcanic cliffs, and geological blowhole before paddling back to the Mangrove Lagoon Marina. To make a reservation, you can call that number right there on your screen. Well, switching now to the latest out of the travel industry. Thousands are still stranded in airports all around the country due to the system-wide meltdown at Southwest Airlines. The company issued another apology on Wednesday amid public outcry from passengers and federal officials, but it could still take days before the situation is back to some form of normal. Jared Hill brings us the very latest.
At Chicago's Midway Airport, Patrick Keene was excited to be reunited with his luggage after 2 canceled Southwest airline flights.
I just haven't had this bag in a week. I've been wearing other people's clothes.
But thousands of other stranded Southwest passengers aren't so lucky.
They are still in Denver.
Angie Burgos searched for her brother's luggage in New Orleans.
Their work computers are in it, the car seat for the baby, all their clothes, and now they're going to drive 20 hours because they don't have a flight.
The meltdown continues for Southwest Airlines, with more than 2,500 flights scrubbed on Wednesday and already more than 2,300 flights canceled today.
My personal apology is the first step of making things right.
Another Southwest Airlines executive issued a video apology Wednesday, highlighting new features on the company's website where affected travelers can go to rebook flights, request refunds, and submit info on missing bags. There was also this promise.
A pledge to do everything we can and to work day and night to repair our relationship with you.
But for travelers like David Cooper,
I think I've made my last flight on Southwest.
It may be too late.
And several major airlines, including American, Delta, and United, tell CBS News they are capping fares in select cities to help stranded customers get home. Southwest has blamed the massive winter storm last week for putting their crews out of position, and they're now running a reduced flight schedule in hopes of getting back on track by the new year. We know at least 69 people have died of that winter storm on the U.S. mainland as the cleanup effort continues on the grounds there. Well, it's been an incredibly frustrating past few days for those trying to get home from the holidays after the travel chaos we just told you about there. Thousands of flights being canceled. So what can you do and what should you do if you're one of those thousands who've been stranded ahead of the new year? Well, here's 5 tips from travel experts.
Whenever I can get out of here, that's what I'll go.
And as desperate scenes unfold at airports nationwide and more cancellations expected this week, what can you do? Here are 5 tips if your flight is delayed or canceled. Number 1, don't get stuck waiting on Southwest. Take matters into your own hands and book a flight with another airline.
Phone calls were busy. You couldn't get a hold of anybody. It's awful.
Number 2, try an international customer service line. A spokesperson for Scott's Cheap Flights says wait times for those lines are drastically shorter than the domestic ones.
Those agents will be able to help you just the same. They'll be able to get you rebooked.
Number 3, remember your rights. You're entitled to get rebooked on a flight for no additional cost, even if it's a few days later. Number 4, check your credit card's travel protection. Some credit cards issue travel protection for canceled or significantly delayed flights.
Get your credit card out, see what they cover, and a hotel reimbursement might be part of that.
Number 5, keep your receipts for any flights you rebooked, rental cars, hotels, and meals. Southwest promised all customers, even those who made alternate arrangements on their own, would be, quote, taken care of.